Hello friends, let us now learn some important points about the skeletal disorders of children. The first disease is rickets. Rickets is a disease of growing bone which occurs due to defective mineralization. Here the problem is in mineralization. It occurs due to defective mineralization. Etiology. First, it includes vitamin D related disorders. That this can be nutritional deficiency of vitamin D, or it can be congenital deficiency of vitamin D, or malabsorption of vitamin D, or some diseases in liver where the processing of vitamin D production takes place. So whenever there is with liver diseases, then it can cause vitamin D deficiency, or it can be due to vitamin D dependent rickets type 1, which these are important. Vitamin D dependent rickets type 1, which occurs due to the defect in 1-alpha hydroxylase enzyme defect. Then there can be vitamin D dependent rickets type 2, which occurs due to resistance of peripheral receptors to the action of the active form of vitamin D, that is 1,25 dihydroxy vitamin D, or it can be due to chronic kidney disease also. So vitamin D related causes include nutritional vitamin deficiency or congenital deficiency, malabsorption, liver disease, or vitamin D dependent rickets type 1, which is due to the deficiency of 1-alpha hydroxylase, or it can be due to vitamin D dependent rickets type 2, which is due to the resistance of receptors to the action of 1,25 hydroxy vitamin D3, or it can be due to chronic kidney disease. Then we have other etiology like the renal losses. Sometimes the vitamin D is lost in the urine through the kidneys through different in different diseases. Like if you see in hypophosphatemic rickets, we have renal losses or tumor induced rickets, or we have McCune-Albright syndrome, Fanconi's disease and Dent's disease, and also distal renal tubular acidosis. So renal losses of vitamin D are seen in hypophosphatemic rickets, tumor induced rickets, McCune-Albright syndrome, Fanconi's disease, Dent's disease, distal renal tubular acidosis. Then we have one more important thing, which is phosphatemic. We will learn some points about hypophosphatemic rickets. In hypophosphatemic rickets, there is defect in PHEX gene defect. This PHEX is a phosphate regulating gene which is homologous to endopeptidases on X chromosome. So whenever there is, this PHEX gene is helpful in regulation of phosphate absorption and phosphate metabolism. So this hypophosphatemic rickets is X-linked dominant inheritance, and here there is also increased FGF23 production. This increased FGF23 production causes increased excretion of phosphate and inhibits 1-alpha hydroxylase activity. Then the next deficiency can also occur due to the calcium deficiency. Rickets can also occur due to calcium deficiency, which can be due to low intake or malabsorption. Then it can occur due to phosphate deficiency. Phosphate deficiency can also be due to inadequate intake or prematurity, or even aluminium containing compounds can also result in phosphate deficiency, especially aluminium containing antacids. So if you see the clinical features, in clinical features the child presents with failure to thrive, protruded abdomen, listlessness. There is increased risk of respiratory tract infections. Lower respiratory tract infections are common. There is increased risk of fractures. In the head, there is frontal bossing, there is parietal bossing, and also craniotabes is seen. There is large anterior fontanelle is seen, and this anterior fontanelle also shows delayed closure of anterior fontanelle, and there is also dentition. These dentition are also delayed occurrence of dentition is seen, and in the chest we see presence of Racketti rosary. I'll show you these pictures in a minute. And it also causes Harrison sulcus is also seen in the chest. In the limbs, if you see, we have wrist widening, genu varum, genu valgum, wind swift deformity, double malleolus, and bowing of tibia are seen. And because of hypokalemia, we see tetany, and also seizures and stridor are seen. Then we will see the diagnosis. The diagnosis can be done by finding out the calcium levels, phosphate levels, and these calcium levels will be low, phosphate levels will be low or normal. Then ALP levels, alkaline phosphate levels will be low. Then we have 25 hydroxy vitamin D3 level, which is also done. This will obviously be low because the rickets mainly occurs due to the deficiency of vitamin D levels, and parathormone levels depends upon the etiology in fact. Then if you see the radiology on X-ray, you can see the cupping and fraying and splaying of ends of the long bones. So if we see the treatment includes vitamin D supplementation, and here we have a therapy which is called as STOS therapy. In this STOS therapy, we give 3 lakhs to 6 lakhs international units of cholecalciferol, that is vitamin D, are given. Okay, but this STOS therapy is not used now because it has been found to be toxic. So nowadays if you see, we give only nowadays we just give single injection of vitamin D is given, that is IM of 3 lakhs international units IM injection is given, or we can either give 60,000 international units per sachets, like that we can give 6 sachets. This also accounts to around 3,60,000. I will just show you the pictures just a minute. So these are the pictures of the rickets. So this is the head which is showing craniotabes. Craniotabes is shortening of skull seen over the parietal and occipital bone. This is the frontal bossing which you can see here. Similarly, we have parietal bossing also here, but it is not visible. There is enlarged anterior fontanelle, delayed closure of anterior fontanelle, and there is delayed dentitions. Then we have in the chest, you can see these. Here you can see these Racketti rosaries are seen. These beaded like structures which are seen in costochondral prominences. Here on the X-ray you can see these are the Racketti rosaries which are seen, that is costochondral prominences. Then we have Harrison sulcus. This is called the Harrison sulcus, okay, which is this depression along the attachment of lower costal margin, that is Harrison sulcus. Then if you see in the chest, we also see this pectus carinatum. Then if we see the limbs, right, so these are the pictures of limbs, and here you can see this is the genu varum, this is the genu valgum. Okay, this is wind swift deformity where there is genu varum and in one leg and there is genu valgum in the other leg. So this is wind swift deformity which is seen. You can also see the bowing of tibia here, not much, but it is just in a starting stage where you can see bowing of tibia. And on X-ray, so this is the X-ray where you can see the splaying and cupping of metaphysis. You can see the cup shaped or concavity which you can see here. This is the concavity of metaphysis, and flaying is here, it is irregular. See, it is not in straight line, it is irregular, that is fraying of metastasis. And there is widening of metaphysis. So this widening of metaphysis is splaying of metaphysis. So we can still, there is cupping, fraying and splaying of metaphysis. So we can do, so here this once you give treatment by serum calcium or vitamin D, then you will have to monitor the response. One, you have radiological monitoring of the response, where you look for appearance of white light at the metaphysis on X-rays. This white line in the metaphysis of X-rays can be seen in 1 to 1.5 months. Then if you see the white line in the metaphysis, then there is response. For metabolic response, that is, the metabolic response is obtained with the help of ALP. Initially ALP is high. On taking the supplementary medicines, then ALP will decline and come back to normal. But for monitoring of ALP, this ALP to come back to normal, it takes around 1.5 to 2 years. So as a result, radiological monitoring is better preferred to check for monitoring of the response. And if you wanted to do any type of surgical correction, especially for these deformities of genu varum, genu valgum or Wind-Swift deformities, in these cases you will have to do wait for the ALP to come down to normal with the help of medications, and after that we can do surgical correction. So this is about rickets. Thank you for watching.